Hi, I'm Adriana, trauma-informed yoga instructor and physiotherapist. And today's video is going to be a trauma-informed yoga practice focusing on body positivity, honoring your body and everything that it can do for you today, regardless of how you feel about it. You can grab your mat, get into something comfortable. Some blocks might be handy for today's practice, and we'll get started. I invite you to join me on your back. That's where I'll be starting today's practice. If there's another comfortable way for you to be resting, feel free to do that. Just taking a couple moments to center into the practice. Lying in whatever way feels comfortable for you, or if sitting feels more comfortable, feel free to do that. Taking a moment to scan from the head into the shoulders, into the upper body, noticing any sensations that arise there. Scanning down into the stomach and the back, the legs. Once again, noticing any sensation that arises, or maybe any thoughts or emotions that come up about those areas. Perhaps just allowing them to be. Knowing that this practice is about honoring your body, trusting whatever your body is asking of you today. Peeling into the toes, maybe wiggling them. I invite you to bend the knees if they're not already bent, placing your feet on the ground. And just finding some gentle movement with the legs, maybe moving back and forth with them or side to side. Maybe bringing them to your chest. Whatever your body is calling for today. There's no right or wrong way to move. There's no right or wrong way to have a body. Explore what feels good for your body today. And if you would like, you can join me for some cat-cows, coming up onto hands and knees. If you would like some extra support, you can place pillows or blankets underneath the wrists or the knees. And from here, on an inhale, lowering the stomach to the ground, bringing the tailbone up. If you would like, the chin can come up too. On an exhale, rounding the spine, belly button in, tailbone goes under. Moving into cow again, arching the back. And into cat, rounding the spine, head goes down, tailbone goes under. And finding whatever movement feels good in this form. We might want to rock back and forth or do circles as you move your body. Finding the experience that your body would like today, honoring whatever comes up. Trusting the wisdom of the body to move in a way that feels safe and nourishing for you. And if you're not sure what you want to do, you can follow along with me, or you can always do your own thing. When you're ready, coming back to all fours. And if you would like, we'll move through some balance and strengthening of the body. So I invite you to take your right arm and lift it up above your head as high as feels comfortable, taking a nice inhale and exhale, and then lowering that right arm. Repeating the same thing on the other arm, bringing that left arm up in front of you. Inhale, exhale, lower that left arm. Bringing that right leg out behind you, keeping it level with the other hip. Inhale and exhale, lowering down. And repeating with the left leg, keeping that hip under, aligning this left leg with that right hip. Inhale, then exhale. Bringing that leg down. Moving into a low lunge, if that feels good for you today. So I invite you to take your left leg and bring it up in front of you. Your right knee can stay on the ground. Once again, if you'd like a pillow or a blanket under that knee, feel free to do that. If you need anything for extra support, you can move close to a wall, or you could have a chair next to you for some balance. And from here, just noticing anything that arises, any sensations. Perhaps noticing some pulling through that right upper leg, a bit of a stretch there. You might notice your feet trying to balance your body, try and spread those toes if you'd like. And if it's helpful, you can imagine a string coming from the top of your head, pulling you up nice and tall, having nice long spine, holding for one more breath. On your next breath, bringing both your hands down to the inside of that left leg in lizard. Now, there's a couple different variations for this. If it doesn't feel good to bring the hands all the way down, you could rest them on the inner knee of that left leg. Another option would be to take blocks and place your hands on some blocks or some books. And then if you would like, you can bring your hands all the way down to the ground. So choose the option that works for your body today. Once again, knowing there's no right or wrong way to be moving here, honor what is coming up for you. If you would like, you can take that left arm and bring it up above your head. So we're getting a bit of a twist through the spine. Holding here for one more breath. And on your own time, coming back out. If you would like, you can stay in lizard, or you could move into a movement for the hamstrings here. So if you have blocks, you once again can use them for this. You can place the blocks on either side of that front leg, and then straighten that front leg until you maybe feel some sensation into the back of the leg. If you would like, you can rest the hands on the leg, or you could put the hands on the ground. So a couple different variations, choosing what works best for you. Holding here for a couple breaths, knowing that you can come out at any point if it doesn't feel good for you. If you're with me, maybe bringing your ears away from the shoulders, making that neck nice and long. Taking one more gentle inhale and exhale. And on your own time, coming back up to lunge and switching over to the other side. We'll be doing these exact same things on the other leg. So you can bring that right foot up in front this time and have the left leg behind you. And then just like the other side, you might imagine that string coming up through the top of your head, keeping your back nice and long. Just noticing anything that arises here. If your body does not feel good in this form, giving yourself permission to switch to something else, honoring those needs of the body today. Spending one more breath here. In your own time, making your way to lizard on this side, so taking both hands to the inside of the right leg. Once again, you could place the hands on the knee of the right leg, you could place them on the ground, or perhaps on blocks or books. Acknowledging that whatever variation you choose is empowering for your body, is empowering for you to choose something. You're giving your body what it desires today. And if it desires to lie on the mat and do nothing at all but breathe, then you can honor that too. Perhaps you bring that right arm up, twisting the spine. On an exhale, bringing that right arm down. You can stay in this lizard form. You could go back to lunge, or you could join me for the hamstring movement on this side. So placing the blocks on either side of that front leg, or hands on the ground, hands on the leg, any variation that works for you. And just straightening that front leg. Noticing that pull or sensation on the back of the right leg. If you don't notice any sensation, that's okay. Trust that your body will give you the sensations that you can handle and that you need today. One more breath wherever you are. Coming back up to lunge if you were in that hamstring movement. And we'll make our way up to standing. So you can make your way there, whatever works for you. In standing, focusing on two forms today. First one being a tree form to do a little bit of balance movement. So with tree, a few different options. You can just lift that right foot so your toes are on the ground. You can place that right foot on the inside of the left leg. You could place the right foot on the left thigh, bringing it as high as feels comfortable for you. So choosing the option that works best for your body today, honoring that. If you would like more support, you can have chairs or the wall beside you for some arm support. Finding the variation for you. You can gaze gently at something on the ground in front of you or straight ahead of you for some extra balance. Taking 2 more breaths here if you're still with me, knowing that you can change the variation if you'd like. On the next exhale, wherever you are, I invite you to lower the leg if it's up. And we'll move through the same thing on the other side. So same variations. You can lift the heel up on that left leg. You could place it on the inner calf. You could place it on the inner thigh. You could bring it all the way up into the hips. choosing whatever works for your body. Your arms can be down by your side. They can be up at your chest. They could be over your head. Just like with the legs, trusting the body's movement to call to whatever works for you. Taking 2 more breaths on this side, perhaps gazing at something in front of you for some extra balance support. On the next exhale, if you are with me, lowering that leg down, maybe giving the legs a bit of a shake and the body a bit of a shake. Let go of some of that excess energy. Moving into our final standing form for today, Goddess. So with Goddess, I invite you to bring your legs a little wider than your hips and have your toes pointing out to the corners of your mat. Now, if you'd like, you could stand just like this. If you would prefer, you can bend the knees slightly, moving into a bit of a squat. If you would like, you could bend the legs a little bit more. You also have an option to sit on a chair while doing this. The arms can stay down, they can come up. Always finding the movements that are honoring your needs today. And holding wherever you are for 2 more breaths. Finding that inner goddess, that inner warrior. One more inhale. On the exhale, if your legs are bent, you can straighten them. If your arms are up, you can bring them down. And you can join me back on your back, however you would like to get there. I'm going to move through a bit of a flow. So if you want to come to the top of your mat, you can do that. If you don't want to, you can just go down to your back and I'll meet you there. If you're with me standing, I invite you to roll down, bringing your hands towards your feet. Doing a gentle halfway lift, maybe the hands rest on the shins. As you exhale, placing the hands on the ground, bringing the legs back behind you. You can keep the knees up or you can lower them as you lower down to the ground. Going on to the tops of the feet, lifting that chest gently up. And as you exhale, coming back onto your back. If you started your class on your back, you're ending just as you started. Taking some gentle breaths. Maybe noticing them in the chest, in the back, in the stomach, wherever feels comfortable to notice them. Seeing if you can relax throughout your body, allowing it to sink into the surface beneath you. And if you feel comfortable, thinking of 3 things that your body has provided for you throughout that yoga practice or throughout your day. Maybe it provided you with balance, with support, with movement, stillness, with joy. Maybe it was frustration. Just honoring whatever comes up, knowing that these are constantly changing, constantly capable of doing different things, and this practice was just one moment in time. And you can rest here as long as you would like. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'll see you next time.